happens when we start moving forward, but our heart is still stuck in the past. It's like we move forward, like our feet move forward, but our heart is like, our heart and our mind is still in the past. Like we're going through the motions, we're doing all the things, we're showing up for church, we praying, we worshiping, we're trying to do better.
Yeah.
But low key, there's still a part of us that's still in the past. Let's be real about that, because a lot of people, like, we all experience that, right? And the thing is, the enemy don't have to destroy us. All he needs to do is to keep us stuck in our past season.
Yeah. Honestly, all he needs, like, literally all he needs to do is plant some seeds in our minds, and then we just continue to take those seeds, and now they kind of turn into flowers or peppers or...
Are you starting a garden by chance?
Yes, I am. But then they start to bloom and take off. And many of us, I can imagine that we're like, nah, I'm moving forward. Like, this don't apply to me. But how often do you sit and ruminate on your past? Ooh, he used to smell so good.
Ooh, I used to have, at least, you know, he was toxic, but at least I had somebody to text. At least I had somebody to visit. And that's true.
When I was lonely, we go to the movies. Mm-hmm. Come on. Let's be real.
But we're going to give y'all a Bible too, because this happened in the Bible. Like, one of the greatest examples we can point to was Lot's wife, right?
Come on.
So just to give context for people who may not be familiar with the story, for people who may not like read their Bibles. Genesis.
All shade mean it.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So Genesis 19, what happened was God is delivering Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah, because Sodom and Gomorrah was a very evil place. It constantly sinned against God. So God's like, hey, I'm about to destroy it. But because of Abraham, that's a whole other story. Ooh, right, but because of his relationship with Abraham, God made a vow basically to save Lot and his family. But to make a long story short, Lot was even hesitating about leaving. Can we talk about that? Because everybody want to talk about his wife, but he even hesitated to where the angels had to right, where the angels had to like pull him away or whatever. But basically, so God told his wife not to look back on Sodom and Gomorrah, but she chose to look back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. Yeah, because she was ruminating on her past.
Yeah. Then I imagine the FOMO she felt. Yeah. I can imagine the grief that she felt. I can imagine maybe even the disappointment.
Yeah.
Of, dang God, I didn't really want to go for real.
No, that's facts. Yeah. Because to be honest, we shouldn't even be trying to demonize her actions, right? Because the Bible doesn't necessarily say this, but we can assume from the text that maybe she grew up there.
Okay.
She raised her kids there. Her family was there. I mean, anybody in that situation would probably look back, if we're being honest.
I would.
Yeah.
Listen, you know I don't care. I don't care what y'all got to say. I
would. Right, yeah. So I think also it's just important to show her some grace, because she was a human just like us. The point is, she still was disobedient to what God said. And she could not appreciate where she was headed because of how her heart and her mind was stuck in her past.
Yeah. She didn't have... I'm so far ahead. I hope that's okay. Yeah. She didn't she didn't have emotional management skills. Right? Like, think about it. Oftentimes when we are ruminating on our past, right? Like, let's be for real. It could be a man. It could be a job. It could be a season. It could be literally, a place. Like, literally a place. It could be college. College. Anyway. It could be a thing, right? But oftentimes when we are ruminating on that and we're finding ourselves, like, in a moment stuck, it's probably tied to a feeling that we're feeling. Lonely. Uncertain.
That's good.
Scared. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. Me either, but that's good, because I can only imagine what she was feeling. Like, where are we going? This is all I know. Like, where are we going? So it's valid.
Yeah. So imagine if she had some more tools to be able to manage those emotions and ride that urge, because she got an urge, right? Like, I would have had so many urges to look back. Like, can we just be honest? Just out of sheer curiosity on what the heck is going on.
Because all you hear is stuff exploding, people screaming. Like, that's hard.
Yeah, like, everybody's gonna have that urge, you know what I'm saying, to look back. But just imagine if she had the tools necessary to where she could ride that urge, not be disobedient, and allow that emotion to then just pass.
Right.
And she could still go on. I forget where they went, but she could still go on wherever they. I know. I jumped all the way ahead, but that was too good to me. Go ahead. I hope that makes sense.
It does. And another thing that I feel like would have helped is just her being just her, not only her obeying, but also her trusting God's character, right? Because that also speaks to just her doubt in God's character.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Because she's questioning if God is really where she is. Basically, she's questioning like where is she headed? Is it better than where she came from?
Yeah.
Or if God really have their best intentions at heart? You know what I'm saying? Like, can I really trust you? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you really trusting God in that moment, I think it would have been a lot easier. Yeah. It would have been, it still would have been hard, but it would have been a lot easier to obey. If that makes sense.
Imagine the internal battle that I know we went with feelings, right? But I can imagine another internal battle as I am fleeing, and it's just me, Abraham, and Lot, and you are destroying, and I'm having to listen to God destroy a whole city. I imagine that she was like, some people don't even deserve this. How can you just...
That's good, actually. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because my mind went two places. My mind went to... Gosh, that's a lot to unpack. My mind is going all over the place. When Abraham was talking to God, and he was like, God, would you destroy a city if... 50 righteous people was in there, and God was like, if I find 50, I won't. They went all the way down to I think 10. And I feel like you said, it could have been the same thought process, because she's not looking at it like God looks at it. God is perfect. God is holy, right? So he sees sin for what it is. But us, from our perspective as humans, we see good people. We see good people being punished unjustly is what it feels like.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, that internal battle for her, she probably was looking back like, dang, man, Brittany down there, like, getting burnt up. Like, that was my girl. Like,
we just had hot cocoa yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
No facts. Like so yeah, I think you brought up a great point, because I can only imagine that internal battle, like, dang, like, or even like guilt.
Oh yeah,
like survivor's guilt or survivor's shame or whatever, because it's like, well, dang, I made it out, but everybody
ain't perfect.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So my point is, I can only imagine all of those internal battles that was going on within her that caused her to disobey God. But disobedience is never commendable. It's still wrong. But I think she was human. I mean,
she was human. Like, that would damper anybody's trust in God. And then I had another thought, girl, because I'm over here off the top of the dome. Okay, praise the God of the Bible. Another point is, I wonder what would have, if she would have had more reverence for God, even though she was feeling all those things, even though she was having that internal battle of, dang, you're destroying all these people. Even though she was feeling all of that, even though she might not have trusted God fully, if she would have had more reverence for God, if that would have been enough to override that urge to look back, because you know what, I respect you enough. You know what, I'm actually kind of scared. You God, like I understand it's a holy fear. I understand that, but you can still tap me on my shoulder and take me out of here right now.
Yeah,
you still that dude. I really want to say that. But if she would have had more reverence for him, if that would have helped her not lean so much on her understanding.
That's good. Because even if she had that reverence for God, she would see him as valuable enough not to look back on what she lost, and which is the whole point of what we're talking about. Is just not getting so stuck in our past, past season, but looking ahead and seeing God as the goal, seeing God as the value, as the value.
Yeah, because sometimes we just gotta do things just out of respect for God.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, listen, everything that God tell me to do, I don't be like, yay.
Definitely not. Let's do this.
Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's sometimes I'm like, bro, this ain't cute. I don't want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case may be. But I have such reverence for him that even though I don't want to, And a lot of times I don't understand. I wholeheartedly trust him. My reverence overrides my, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. I do it out of respect. And some of us, we need to increase our reverence so that we can do things just out of respect for God. Even if we don't understand or agree or care.
Right.
I know. I just,
that is actually great. Like, can we respect God and reverence God enough to allow it to override our inconvenience? Because
more time.
Can we love God first and foremost and respect Him and value Him and reverence Him enough to be inconvenienced? Can that should outweigh our inconvenience? It's the head nod for me.
Yes, we at the end of the day, right? We got to get out of our feelings. We are such an emotionally. I'm gonna move on, and I understand that I understand. It is great to feel. It is. Listen, I'm a therapist, right? It is great to feel, but many of us stay stuck in our feelings. Many of us use our feelings as a crutch.
That's true.
You put your feelings to the side.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the same with parents. It's the same with authority figures.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how often do you want to swing on your boss? You get what I'm saying? Or you just.
And that's so good because a controversy recently people was mad at Pastor Philip Mitchell, black people, because he made a statement saying that we need to teach our kids to respect authority. He did not say anything that was contrary to the Bible or anything, but people like jumped this man to the point to where, you know, he did end up apologizing for the delivery of it, but it still was biblical. But my point is, what you were saying? I got lost. You said respect authority.
Welcome to my yeah, and how much we want to punch our boss in the face and
so just piggyback on what you were saying. It comes to a point to where we have to get out of our own feelings. We have to get out of our own way, and we have to just like the example, respect authority, respect God. Like, no matter what we feel in the moment, we just have to do sometimes what we don't want to do.
That's so good, because isn't that what God does for us
all the time?
No matter how he feels, because he could punch us all in the face,
literally at the same time. He could be so fed up with us living in sin, lying on him, blaming him, pointing the finger, not taking any accountability. All of the above.
All of the above. He could act on his feeling, his frustration. God gets frustrated. He could act on that. But he chooses to respond differently.
Absolutely.
To respond in love and grace and patience. Why can't we give him
the same respect?
The same. This has taken a turn. Respect.
So I would say, to tie everything up and put a pretty little bow on it, we have to sometimes do what we don't want to do because I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I got a little annoyed because that's life.
That's life.
But
we're supposed to be like Jesus, right? Jesus you think Jesus wanted to go to the cross?
Nope.
And die for these
Bible.
People? Yeah, but he was so deeply rooted in God, like we talked about in the previous episodes, that gave him the what am I trying to say? Courage.
Strength.
The strength to keep going, all of those things.
Peace.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. And the other thing is that, you know, we just have to realize that nothing behind us is greater than where God is trying to take us. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's Bible. So we really just need to get out of ourselves, like we talked about, and stop getting so stuck in our past and realize that God is good, God is for us, God cares for us, and really just trust him to lead us into whatever it looks like into to next season and not look back.
Yeah, we got to stop believing the enemy's lies that our past was God's best. Like,
That's
it's
good.
the past for a reason. He's trying to move you from it for a reason, because he has better for you. And so I don't got nothing else to say. I done got a little annoyed.
Why you said it like that?
Because this is my holy agitation. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff that just punch
right.
punch Satan in his throat.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
that's all I got. That's all I got to say. So don't
All right.
forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, all the things, and click that link for the.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay, I ain't gonna try. I ain't about to butcher it. Don't even worry about it. But that's it. KP out.